Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Dukes and Bell. Day, our executive producer, Big O. We are coming at you at 2 o'clock today on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game and giving you a behind-the-scenes look at some of the things that are on our minds. And still front and center, guys, is the Falcons' defense. Specifically, us getting the sacks, how many guys contributed. By the way, Mike and I will be up at Flowery Branch on Wednesday talking to Coach Raheem Morris. We'll grab a player or two. Who knows who will stop by? I'm assuming, Mike, we're going to get one of these guys who ultimately got to the quarterback last week.
Yes, we're hoping it's a Jalen Walker or maybe it's a Pierce Jr. or it could be Bowman because all the rookies showed out as we brought up. So looking forward. Rarely have you and I gone up to Flowery Branch in the last couple of years and said, wow, we get to talk to somebody on defense.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And be excited about it.
The changing tide of where we are right now with this Falcons football team. Now, look, guys, they got to do this every week. You saw last night, if you watched the Chargers defense, I don't know if you guys stayed up late. They're really good. The Chargers defense is legit. The Broncos defense is legit. I want to be in those conversations as we move forward and talking about, where we are. But yesterday, as we spent some time on the show, and again, we're just talking about how impressed we were with the defensive front. Mike, was there one guy that you were just like, okay, I didn't expect that? Is Dorless that guy for you?
Yeah, because we didn't really get to see much last year. I mean, all the guys from that second, the class 2 years ago, start with Braylon Trice. And again, Braylon Trice is just in a tough spot because he was injured. Now he's looking up at 3 guys on the depth chart. But Floyd got into character. Rook, I mean, you and I called out Rook, and he's got to be one of those guys. They drafted him to be one of the top 35 players. I know I harp on that. He looked like one of those guys in this game. So if he can develop, I'm not expecting to become Jalen Carter overnight, but there is expectations. Rook, but Dorless for sure, man. It was cool hearing him on the coach's show.
Yeah, and by the way, we talked about Zach Harrison. Maybe we didn't do it enough. He's been really good in these first 2 games. And I brought this up yesterday. The pressure leaders, there are 5 guys on this Falcon team that are in that top group of guys. If you want to look at the metrics, again, how much does that matter? It didn't matter much in week 1. Right. Week 2, it really showed its face. Dorless, Caden Ellison, Flo, Zach Harrison, and Rook. They're all in that group of guys. And when you talk about pressure leaders in the NFL. So I don't know, Mike, maybe we talked about this and we made fun of it last week, but maybe there is something to this about getting close and then executing enough to make the sacks.
Well, I know that Dave Archer, when he comes on our show today, what time is that, Day?
3:20 today.
So Arch will be on. I know the Idaho Reels will go, guys, he will at some point go, you were making fun of the finish rate and all that crap.
Yeah.
But they certainly did. But to our point, they got there, and we'll also ask Arch, and we will talk to Arch about, Carl, only 2 touchdowns. We got to score more touchdowns. 2 weeks, red zone was dead zone. I know we controlled the line of scrimmage, but still. And I want to ask him about more of that play action you and I were talking about yesterday and the Zach Robinson play calling. And will it evolve in the second year?
You know what's interesting, guys, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way. The way we were running – now, I went back and watched the game again because I'm a nerd that way. But the way we were running the football early in that game, we should have just kept running the football. We got in the red zone and we started throwing the ball. And I'm like, now I get it. You're trying to keep them off balance. But, that's my issue now going back and watching. I'm like, we went down the field, straight down their throat, and then we get down there and we're like, okay, let's throw it a couple of times. For what? This is working. That's the thing that bugs me, Mike, with these OCs is sometimes it's working and they go, oh, I'm going to go away from it. Don't go away from what's working.
Right. Day, Oren, remember last time we had Mark Schlereth on? Schlereth was talking about this. Why do offensive coordinators do this? You've gotten 80 yards one way, and now we're going to throw it. It's like, So, do it until they stop it.
You're getting cued at the wrong time. Don't get cued.
Yeah.
Just be what you were before,
And if you want to use play action, that's like once you've established you can run it, okay, that's where play action, I mean, that makes sense. I just thought knowing our receivers guys were so banged up, let's put them in a place to succeed by a little play action, get them a step on their defenders, because Drake and Mooney certainly weren't 100%, I don't think, on Sunday.
Neither did I.
Yeah. Well, and to both of you guys' points, we've had success against the Panthers in the run game. So you hope that this week, if that success starts to show itself early on, that – to your point, don't go away with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that was the problem. We'll talk to Arch today again. He's going to join us as we'll continue. And by the way, we do have a concern, y'all. We're going to tell you what that concern is coming up at 2 o'clock today. So make sure you tune in. And I'm talking about the game on Sunday. I'm not talking about last week. Last week, we're moving past that, right? I'm talking about Sunday. We got to go handle Carolina. We have a major concern. All right, let's shift gears, guys, and talk about the Dogs, because it's still resonating and buzzing for a lot of Dog fans, that win and how exhilarating it was. But the talk is really about the quarterback, Mike, right? Gunnar Stockton. And Day-Day, you were telling us about the Heisman odds. What are the Heisman odds again right now? They went up for Gunnar, right?
Yeah, they're up for Gunnar. So, and obviously depending on your source, but right now Gunnar is a plus 1,200 current odds. When he was a plus 35 opening odds originally. So now he's a plus 1,200. And this is, I'm using BetMGM as my source right now.
Right. Well, so then Mike's okay with that. Mike's okay with that.
Right.
It's got to be coming from Las Vegas. I don't want to hear some nerds. I'm not going to name companies which manipulate the number and screw their customers. I'm looking for Vegas straight action. Thank you.
So, but here's what's interesting. Gunnar Stockton, who is now number one at plus 700, he opened up at plus 2,000. The guy that opened up at the top was Gary Nussmeier, and we talked a little bit about his performance on Saturday night. He's dropped now, so he's actually behind Gunnar Stockton and Joey Aguilar.
All right, so here's my question, guys. I'm curious. Gunnar had to throw the ball in this game, or they were going to lose, right? I mean, just too many explosive plays given up by Georgia's defense. But is he going to throw the ball like that in every game? Are they going to do that against Alabama, Mike? Are they going to do that as we move for 4? Are they going to do that against Auburn? Like, is he going to throw for 300 plus every game?
I just think, you want to have that balanced attack. And even though SEC, it just means more, and you pride yourself on the defense, how many games have we seen in the 40s now, right? Every year in the SEC. Game. I mean, he's got to. That's the way college is. You're right. So I just think, what you saw, that's why, moving on from Carson Beck, and Carson Beck, to Day-Day's point about the odds, Carson Beck looks great. Two things can be true. Beck needed a change of address, and maybe Gunnar Stockton can do some of the same things that Beck did. But I just think with the running game, some days they are going to take that run game away. And why wouldn't you throw it for 300 yards when you got so many dynamic wide receivers now that came in on the portal?
Yeah, look, and I'm not saying they allow him. I think that the game kind of dictated. Bobo knew this, for them to stay close, he's going to have to rely on his quarterback. If Georgia's dominating a game, again, you don't have to throw for 3+. But if they allow him to do that, I like those Heisman numbers. Only because that's how you win the Heisman. You can be on the best team. I mean, hell, we saw with Stetson Bennett. On the best team, he didn't get Heisman love like that. The way you get Heisman love is you got to throw for 3+ every damn week. Multiple touchdowns, right? And then at the end of the season, everybody goes, oh, on top of that, he's on the best team. So I'd love to see it happen, because Mike and I talk about this all the time. It's Dukes and Bell, guys. Join us today at 2 o'clock. Day-Day, Big O's here, as you see, feeding the beautiful baby. The baby's hungry, man, by the way. But we talk about, Mike, all the time, that Georgia's yet to have that guy to do that, right?
That means the Heisman winner. I mean, that's why, and again, I don't know if that even – does Kirby care? I don't know. What you had back in the day with Stetson Bennett, just clutch. I think all Kirby's looking for is clutch. And I love Kirby's comments. We talked about it yesterday. His soundbite. He grew up. He grew up in this game. That's a tough atmosphere. Look, if they go on to win a natty, they'll be talking about that 4th down throw forever. Because that throw, I mean, to drop that dime and that moment, and then get the 2-point conversion. I'm never going to be talking about Bobo. Well, at least not for a few weeks, Carl. I love Bobo's game calling in that one too, and he executed.
Yeah, look, it's game by game. Right now, he's on top of the world because his team executed. But if we get into a game and Georgia is not doing what they did against Tennessee, and more importantly, if the play calling is weak sauce, then we're going to continue to call him out. But I thought he called a really good game. We talked about that 2-point conversion. Go back and watch that play. The design of the play made it easy for Gunnar to hit his receiver. They free him up with the way the play was designed. That was a nice call at the goal line there for the 2-point play. As we're talking about the Dogs, and we'll talk more today about them as Connor Riley's going to join us, guys. Dog Nation will get his perspective on this. And, they get a little rest. But then for those who are heading up for the Alabama game, Mike and I are going to be up there Friday, all right, before that Saturday at Grindhouse doing our show. So if you're heading up to Athens, make sure you make plans to come by and see us. We're going to be up there. Just, it's down the road. I know you don't remember, you can't schedule yourself a day ahead, let alone a week, but we want to give you a heads up. We're going to be down there. That's going to be a great atmosphere against Alabama.
And I don't know, man, I thought maybe, Thursday is the Barbara Julie Kroger report, but maybe we try to get Barbara to push it to Friday. come hang in person. Just a thought. We'll work on that with promotions.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man. We got one more thing we want to get to. Again, join us at 2:00. We got a lot to get into last night. I thought the games were interesting. And by the way, Tampa Bay, hey, Falcon fans, that's the team, man. We got to beat them. We got to find a way to beat these guys. Go ahead, Day.
Can I just say this? My age kicked in last night because you remember how I was all hyped yesterday about how great a football weekend it was?
Right.
Let me tell you something. Back-to-back nights of staying up late watching those games Saturday, the Falcons Sunday night. I got home last night and I was like, who is this? Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like I couldn't even stay up. I was trying to watch that Canelo Crawford fight, and I missed 2 rounds because I freaking fell asleep. I woke up midway through the 11th round, Carl. So I'm with Day. Yeah, get these things started sooner. Yeah. And by the way, I saw it on social media. We'll get into this in Guy Talk. The doubleheader Monday night is the stupidest concept of all time. I don't know a fan that likes this idea. Starting the first game at 7 and the West Coast game we all fall asleep to.
Yeah. All right. Guys, what do you make of Brady being in the booth last night? Now, look, people are making a big deal of this. And for those who don't know, he's got a 5% vested interest in the Raiders. For those of you who don't understand what that means, that investment right now, I talked a bit about this on the national show a few weeks ago, is worth $390 million.
Good
right.
Lord.
It's not like one of those little tiny little deals. And no disrespect to some of the minority shareholders with the Falcons, but that's a significant ownership stake, Carl.
So the rumor, Mike, and Day and O is he committed to this broadcast thing, or does he ultimately want to go team build and get more involved with the Raiders? Some people in the industry have said he's not going to complete this 10-year deal with Fox. We don't know.
Close. No.
Okay. But last night, to get to the point, he's in the booth. People start realizing, oh, that's Brady with the headset on. Okay.
Headset on. Yeah.
What's the deal, Mike? Where are you at on this?
Well, at first, I thought it was so silly that they had that rule in place because how do you give them all that money if you're Fox and then Brady can't interview with the teams, get the insight that you get from every other color analyst, from Tony Romo to Greg Olson to, even like the 5th team on Fox, right? Yeah, Vilma. But I mean, you got to have that insight to know how you're going to call the game. I didn't think it was much. I thought it was much about nothing. Then you see him up there in the booth, with the coaches with the headset. 2 things. Tom Brady, and I'll save this, my rant for Guy Talk. Get him out of the booth anyway. Get Greg Olson back to the 1 team.
Don't save it. Don't save it. Say it.
We were talking about this off the air. Brady is so average. And maybe because Tom Brady is so good at everything he does, we just perceived he was going to bring something new, a freshness, a Johnny Miller edge. No. He's not even the 4th best guy right now in play-by-play. Greg, you saw it yesterday. If you're watching Sunday, Carl, you hear Greg Olson. Greg Olson is so much more likable, interesting, and succinct. And Tom Brady just gives you vague crap, and there's nothing there. I don't know about you, Warren. I'm over the Brady experiment. So, yeah, if I'm Fox, I don't think you get a rebate on that contract, Carl. That's the thing.
10 years, $375 million Fox paid him.
Nothing special.
Or are paying him.
Right.
Here's the concern. And if you're going Dukes and Bell, Day, what's the problem? Conflict of interest is the problem.
Correct.
He's in these promotion meetings. All right, I say promotion. These are the meetings that they have prior to these games that he's calling. He's getting inside information from these coaches who are telling him, hey, such and such is playing really good. Hey, watch number 68 when the game starts. We're going to be running these particular plays. And then he's in the booth with Chip Kelly, who's the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, potentially playing against teams in which he has inside information. It's a conflict of interest. That is why people are pissed off about this Brady thing, and that includes me. It's either or. Like during the season is one thing. You can't be both. Off season, do whatever you need to do with the Raiders. But I don't want to give Brady any information if you're calling my game and you're sitting with my coaching staff 2 nights before the game and we're out, Mike, and you're getting all this inside info to enhance the broadcast. And then you turn around and 2 weeks later we're playing the Raiders and you're in the booth. I got a problem with that.
Because now you do see the
tendency. To your point, Carl, that's actually kind of what's getting ready to happen. So Bears are on Fox. That's 4:00 game this week.
Okay.
Is the Bears. So, and I'll double check, but I think Brady's in the booth for that. Well, guess who the Bears play in like 2 weeks?
Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
So it's prime example of what you're talking about.
It's crazy. Hey, we got a lot more to get to. Make sure you're there at 2:00. Thank you guys for participating. Hey, man, tell your friends. Let them know we're doing this. Well, giving you some behind the scenes look at what happens here on the show. All right, Big O's going to continue to feed his baby. Mike and I are going to head in. Day will be there today.
He just ate all the milk.
And by the way, we haven't mentioned this, but we got a surprise guest that's going to join us. Actually, 2 guys.
Yep.
Make sure you tune in today. You do not want to miss it. Atlanta, be there. All right, we'll talk to you guys at 2:00.
Say bye.